Chapter 10. He sat down again in the chair facing her, filling his plate with far fewer pieces than the ones he had placed on hers, as if the difference were anything but accidental. He began to eat with calm elegance, with the refinement and nobility befitting a king. Yet, something in his expression betrayed him. He did not seem to enjoy the food, as though, no matter how rare the dish, it carried no true flavor for him. She, meanwhile, held the knife and fork with trembling hands. Despite her effort to steady them, every movement felt heavy, every breath heavier still. His earlier words had not been kind to her, and even this luxurious dish had been a poor choice. Her gaze dropped without conscious thought to the gleaming silver plate. She saw her reflection in it, slightly distorted, paler than she remembered. The half-cooked meat, the vivid red still visible, looked less like food and more like an open wound. A thought slipped into her mind, uninvited. That poor deer. Was it a victim? Like me? Did it trust him? Did it approach without fear, believing itself safe before it fell by his hands? She tightened her grip on the fork, as if holding on to something other than food. What difference is there between me and that deer? Both were brought into a place of luxury. Both were promised safety, and both ended up displayed before him. Silent, powerless, observed. She did not lift her eyes to him. She did not want him to see that question in her gaze, nor to realize that, in that moment, she did not feel like a guest of honor, but like prey that had not yet decided whether it would be completely devoured. Why aren't you eating, Emma? Do you not like it? His tone was not questioning so much as it was observing. He did not rush for an answer, and it did not seem that he truly needed one. He continued in a calm, measured voice, almost formal. Shall I order them to prepare another dish? Or, does nothing on this table please your taste? His words were precise, polished, yet they fell upon me with a weight I could not explain. Then, without changing his tone, without raising his voice, he said, Or, shall I have the chef executed? His expression did not change. He did not smile. He did not threaten. He spoke as a man accustomed to having his words carried out, not to be debated. My thoughts froze. I did not know how to breathe. I searched his face for any sign, that what I had heard was not real. But his calm was complete, polished, deadly. What kind of man speaks of death with such ease? Before I could recover my thoughts, his voice returned. Closer now, sharper. Answer me, Emma. He paused for a brief moment. A moment that was not waiting, but allowing me to choose. Then he said it again, with the same calm, as if it were already decided, waiting only for my reply. Shall I have him executed? How? I asked, my voice unsteady. At last, I heard his laughter, a laugh I hadn't heard in years, showing his white teeth and prominent canines, adding a wild, commanding beauty to his face. I smiled awkwardly, a polite response to a joke I did not understand. Had human lives truly become a joke, just because I refused to eat? He continued eating, slowly, calmly, each movement precise, controlled, filled with silent obsession. As for me, I ate without appetite, understanding that I no longer had the right to refuse. Damn this long night, which showed no sign of ending, leaving me terrified, tense, unable to move. I ate without appetite, trying to be obedient so that this night would pass, so I could return to my home and my ordinary life. I tried to make the atmosphere between us less tense, since he had chosen to remain silent and calm. I thought I would break the silence myself, I said softly, attempting to ease the moment. The garden looks beautiful. He lifted his eyes to me, calm and steady, then returned his gaze to his plate. It was just a small gesture, Or perhaps he didn't want to start any conversation with me. Or maybe he didn't like what I had said. Wasn't this exactly what he had wanted to hear from me? I lowered my head in embarrassment. This was not what I should have said. Not what should have left my lips. Why was he suddenly calm? That calm was far more unsettling than his earlier sharpness. I forced myself to finish the plate, bite after bite, and with every new mouthful, disgust rose in my throat, and the images crowded my mind without mercy. I saw the deer, weak, terrified, struggling through its final moments. Then, without knowing how, the images began to blur. Sometimes I saw the deer, and other times I saw myself in its place. The same trembling, the same helplessness, the same gaze searching for a salvation that never comes. Was this what he meant when he said that hunted meat preserves the final emotions of the one who is eaten? Was this what he wanted me to feel? This fear? This dread that slowly seeps into the bones? Emma, I startled at the sound of his calm voice. He was close, closer than I expected. His hand rested on my shoulder. When had he approached? When had he managed to reach me? Without my noticing? Emma, why are you crying? I hadn't known the tears had fallen. I hadn't felt them. But my body had already betrayed me and surrendered. I wiped my eyes with the back of my hand, in a quick, almost careless motion, as if trying to erase a weakness I had never allowed myself to show. How had my emotions given in so easily? How had I cried? I didn't know. And how had I not felt him approach? Not felt his hand when it settled on my shoulder? It was close, closer than it should have been. He leaned in slightly, more than his position allowed, more than my heart could endure. Before I could stop myself, a familiar sensation reached me. His scent. A scent of lilac flowers. It slipped into my breath without permission, carrying memories I had never asked for, things I had buried long ago. I straightened in my seat quickly, as if reclaiming a distance that had been lost. I said, trying to keep my voice steady, I'm not crying. I'm fine. Don't worry, my lord. He interrupted me, his voice low, heavy, unable to hide what it carried. Raymond. Just Raymond. The words caught in my throat, not because it was a simple request, but because it never was.